Yes, people, what's happening? Welcome back to Chelsea Fan TV and welcome to another edition of Player Ratings. First things first, guys, make sure you smash the like, subscribe if you're new around here, and as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below. And, after a bit of positivity with 3-0 win against Club America, Chelsea back down to reality, going down 4-2 to a very youthful-looking Manchester City. Normal service resumed, you could say. We've conceded 10 goals now in 4 pre-season games. Not exactly what we're looking for. A lot of work to be done, but let's dive into it, people. Obviously, the lineup come out. I can't lie, guys. I think like a lot of Chelsea fans, I was excited. We're seeing Enzo, Caicedo, Lavia all starting for the first time, and Nkunku through the middle. Dewsbury Hall sort of starting in a bit of a weird sort of hybrid wide position. Mudryk on the right-hand side, not sure how well that worked. Cwell back in at centre-back. In theory, it looked like a good team on paper. Was looking excited. But then within the first 5 minutes, game was done. We gave two stupid errors, giving the ball away in a penalty area, giving the ball away just outside the box. You can't give goal scoring opportunities like that to Erling Haaland, and the game was pretty much done. But let's get into the ratings, guys. Let's dive into it. Let's start with Robert Sanchez then in goal. And I don't want to come across too harsh here, but he's just not it. He simply is not good enough. Every single one of us knows it. I thought he could have done a bit better with the penalty. Thought he could have saved that. I think the third goal, he could have done a little bit better with him. Not all the goals were on him, of course. He just isn't good enough. It's as simple as that. He doesn't inspire the defence with any confidence whatsoever. And we need to see Jorgensen against Real Madrid desperately. Sanchez, not good enough, guys. I'm sorry. I'm giving him a 4 out of 10. Might seem harsh, but he's not it. He's not it. Not good enough for what we're looking to do. Need to move on from him. And yeah, Jorgensen needs to get in and adapted very quickly because he should be starting the season as the number one, in my opinion. Reece James starting again, even though Enzo Maresca had hinted that in one of the preseason games we'll play without him just because he's banned for the first 3 games. It obviously wasn't this one. I'll be honest, this was poor from James tonight. I thought it was his worst performance of preseason. He got taken apart down the right-hand side. He was let down by the aggressive approach as well from the team, and it simply didn't work tonight, He looked a little bit out of sorts. So, yeah, not the best from the skipper. Probably give him maybe a 4.5, a touch better than Sanchez, but he really wasn't that great. Moving on to Tosun in the middle. I've been reasonably impressed by Tosun sort of across pre-season. This was poor from him. Literally, within the first couple of minutes, gave the ball away, which obviously led to a penalty being awarded on Haaland. Could say it was soft. It was soft. Maybe it doesn't get given in a competitive game, but it's not the point. Dreadful decision-making. Shocking individual error again, which is something that, Chelsea have got to stamp out. But yeah, he wasn't good individually. He was part of a poor defensive performance overall. And there's definitely work to be done. If James was a 4.5, Tosun probably the same. I think, give him a 4.5 as well. Levi Colwill coming in, missed the game against Club America. Load management, the reason given. Like Reece, he was taken apart a number of times. He got caught out a few times as well. He looked really rusty at centre-back. And there's some real issues that have got to be ironed out defensively. And there's not a lot of time to sort them out. I thought this wasn't a good night for Levi Colwill at all. And there's a lot of work to be done. The defence as a unit were just really, really poor across the board. So for Levi, I'll be honest, I thought he was really bad. I'll give him a 4 out of 10. Moving on to Malo Gusto, starting on the left-hand side, inverting from left back again. Interesting that, twice now in succession, Gusto has been preferred to Ben Chilwell at left back. Goes to show that Chile is just not part of the plans really for the season going forward. But Gusto, I'll be honest, by his standards, he wasn't good. He wasn't good. He didn't look comfortable wide on the left. Didn't look particularly comfortable in the middle of the park either. Gave the ball away a number of times, particularly in that second half. And we've got to hope for an improvement next time round. He was probably the best of the back line, but that's not really too much to shout home about. I'd probably give him a 5 out of 10 if we're really going to be fair on that. A 5 out of 10 at a push. Probably nothing more than that. But yeah, overall for the back line, just generally speaking, as a defensive unit, that was an absolutely shocking, shambolic performance. Anyway, moving away from that, let's move into midfield then. I'll tell you what, one guy who's been really impressive across the board in all the games, Romeo Lavia. I'd say he was probably the only positive from the game. And again, another reminder that he is the quality he possesses and what a good footballer he is. Really good in the middle of the park. Brilliant assist for Noni Madueke in that second half. Just looks sharp, looks at it, offers that protection in the middle of the pitch, which we so often lacked last season. And again, a reminder of the quality he's got. And he's going to be a massive, massive player for Chelsea if he can stay fit. And, on the evidence of the first 3-4 games of pre-season, this is a player that should absolutely be starting against Manchester City on game week 1. Simple as that, guys. No ifs, buts, or maybes. Romeo Lavia probably been Chelsea's best player in pre-season, I would say. Brilliant again against City. And he should be starting that first game of the season. And as I said, he's going to be a big, big plus. I'd give him a 7 for his performance last night. Moving on to Moise Caicedo then, getting his first minutes of pre-season. So we've got to maybe take that into account. Bit rusty, to understandable, but he wasn't great. He gave the ball away for City's second goal. You can't do that. It's so sloppy, so sloppy. And then he was just kind of average from there. Not particularly an awful lot going on, but as I said, got to give him a bit of a benefit of the doubt, considering it was his first game of pre-season. Whether it's your first game of pre-season or not, you cannot be making errors of that magnitude, regardless of how much football you've played. Simply not going to run. You can't do that. And that's got to be stamped out. And Caicedo has had a tendency for a few of those loose passes in dangerous areas, which cause us to concede goals. So he's got to stamp that out of his game like a lot of others do. But other than that major mistake, maybe I'm being a little bit lenient here because it was his first game. I'll probably just give him a 5 out of 10 average. Enzo Fernandez starting his first game of pre-season. Did okay. Didn't really have a positive impact on the game overall. Had a really nice pass to Nkunku in the first half and perhaps unlucky not to get an assist. A player of his quality should have been doing better with that attempt that he had when Ortega was out of goal that just went wide. He probably should have been scoring that. But again, this is just his second minutes of pre-season. It's going to take him a little bit of time to get up to speed. So I don't think we can be too critical. But yeah, not really much of a positive impact on the game overall. So probably the same as Caicedo. I'd give him a 5 out of 10. Moving on to Dewsbury Hall. We didn't really see too much from him tonight, to be perfectly honest. We didn't see too much from him. However, I don't think the starting lineup and the system was particularly suited to him, though he kind of found himself in that wide left position, which is not really his forte, not really where he operates best. So part of it can go down to that. But there just wasn't really anything from him at all. No, didn't really do anything bad, but that wasn't really involved in the game. Didn't really have a positive impact on it. But just good for him to get more minutes under his belt. His second lot of minutes in pre-season. So again, you can maybe excuse him slightly, but I'll probably give him a 5 out of 10 as well. Wasn't crap. Didn't really see anything from him though. And I don't think where he was positioned on the pitch really helped him too much either in that regard. Moving on to Christopher Nkunku, who's got 3 and 3 coming into this game. This was the first time we've seen him deployed down the middle. And I don't think he was the problem in this game at all. He was unlucky not to get on the score sheet. I'll be real, I don't particularly like him as a number 9. I think I much prefer him as like a number 10 or a second striker, someone playing in behind the forward. I think that suits him a lot better. Of course, we can't really base him as a 9 just based off this performance against Man City. I get that, but I just get the overall feeling from me. I get it, he can play down the middle. I get it, he can play as an advanced state. He can play as a 10. He can play on the wing if needed. But I just look at it and I think, I'm not sure about this with him playing as a 9. So not bad tonight, and not Chelsea's issue by any stretch of the imagination. But I'll probably give Nkunku a 6. Moving on to Mudryk then, back in the starting lineup. I'm not really sure him playing down the right necessarily helped him. Had some bright moments. Decision making's got to improve. But overall, not a particularly positive contribution to the game as such. And this is a big season for Madrid. We need to see some more end product from him. We need to see some more influencing games from him as well. So yeah, work to be done for him, absolutely. So yeah, I don't think there's anything particularly bad. I think he was just average. So I'd give him a 5 out of 10. In terms of the other guys that come on, I don't really think like Ugachuk, who weren't really on the pitch long enough, neither Fofana or Badiashile. Sterling, I thought did well. He had a good second half. He scored a brilliant goal, lovely finish, caught that sweet on the volley. And he created some good moments overall. And, that's a continuation of a solid pre-season for him so far, adding a little bit of end products to his game. And I think right now, heading into game week 1, that slot down the left-hand side is Sterling's to lose. I think Sterling has absolutely got that left-hand side locked down right now. And I would be surprised if he didn't start against Man City in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, a positive overall half for Raheem Sterling. Moving on to Noni Madueke. Bright spark, created decent moments. Took a really well-taken goal at the end. Lovely finish, cool and composed in front of goal. And that's the sort of the level of end products that we're looking for. Yes, he's going to frustrate, but there's ability there. He's direct. He takes people's on. He was using his other foot a bit more as well. Maybe he's been instructed to do that. And as I said, it was a lovely finish from him. So for his second half performance, I think probably deserves a 7 out of 10 as well. And that's what we need to see more of that end product from Noni moving forwards. But yeah, I think, to be honest, right now as it stands, guys, I think Madueke and Sterling are going to be Chelsea's 2 starting wingers for that game against Manchester City in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, those are my player ratings, guys. One more game of the tour left, 2 more pre-season games, Real Madrid and Inter Milan. Then we're into the real stuff. Man City at home, 2 weeks' time. Let's hope things have improved a little bit. Stamp those defensive errors out. But guys, let me know your thoughts on my ratings. Do you agree or do you disagree? Make sure you're smashing the like button. Make sure you're subscribing to the Chelsea Fan TV if you are new around here. And I will catch you lot again in another player ratings video very soon. Up the Chelsea and peace.